Hi everyone, I'm in England at the moment. I've been on the south coast. It was very nice. The weather was great. We had some difficulty making ourselves the perfect cup of tea because the water was a bit chalky, but I don't want to complain about that. Greetings, fans of the esoteric, the stylish and the surreal, and welcome to another edition of Robert Farrah's Tea and Tarot. We got up to London and I went to a couple of fantastic esoteric bookshops. Two in one day, Watkins and the Atlantis bookshop. They're both institutions in London. They've both been around 100 years or so and they're both really great. And in both cases, I got some real results. I bought myself some books. But in Watkins, I found a display copy of the Golden Universal Tarot. And this is a tarot that, I mean, I'm not so crazy about it that I absolutely have to have a copy and I absolutely have to pay the full price. But I wanted a golden tarot deck. I think there are some moments where you need gold in your life, or it might be that a client comes to you and is feeling very down and needs a bit of gold. Gold is a very sunny thing. It gives you value. It affirms, doesn't it? Gold. It's a nice thing to have and to hold. And funnily enough, I think I'm going to do this monthly reading, this October reading, with this Golden Universal Tarot because, quite frankly, I need a little bit of gold, and maybe we all do. But this is really great. It's a display copy. The box is absolutely knackered. It probably hasn't been used for reading tarot, but presumably it's been seen by, it's been fingered, fingered through by thousands of esoteric people over the years. And it's a bit worn, actually, weirdly enough. Some of the gold is actually falling off, which I like. It's this theme. It's the Universal Tarot. It's the Rider-Waite symbology, all redone by Roberto De Angelis, and it's a popular deck, and this is their gilded version, so the version for when you want a little bit of gold in your life. I quite like it. Don't want to get too into a review here. I find the ladies a little bit like a Pirelli calendar. They all look like Gina Lollobrigida to me, but that's a thing. That might be right for you. The gentlemen, some of them look a bit strange. There's a couple who look very elegant and nice, and that can't be bad. There's a page of rods here in lovely colours, and as has been noted by tarot readers around the world, this is rather a mature page, but we're not complaining. So that was Watkins. Real result, very happy with that. Atlantic Books was even more of a triumph because I was interested in the Sheridan Douglas. Now, the Sheridan Douglas Tarot was created for a book called The Tarot by Alfred Douglas, which I recommended to you in my first ever video. And this is the book that I learnt with. So I didn't even really realise that in the 70s they had taken the illustrations from the book and coloured them. I think his son-in-law coloured them and they released it as a tarot. And I think the son-in-law, the artist, is sadly no longer with us, but Alfred Douglas is. And the family re-released the deck in 2006, and here it is. It's a funny deck, and I'll be talking about it later in another video. My point is that I had the intention of finding it in either Watkins or Atlantis, and I marched into Atlantis, and there it was. And look. It's signed by Alfred Douglas. So I take this as a super sign that this deck is for me. It was under £20, ladies and gentlemen, which I call a bit of a bargain. So look, I'm going to unbox it live on Robert Farrah's Tea and Tarot. It's still in cellophane. The other thing I want to say is, wow, that's quite thick, isn't it? Look. Golden Universal, bog standard, Sheridan Douglas, about 20 or 30% thicker, and we're not complaining about that. Let's unbox. I'm really, as they say on RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm really excited. I'm really feeling it. I am feeling $1 million as I unbox this tarot. Oh my God. New card smell. Oh my God. They're very satisfying, these cards. Wow. They're so thick you could use them as coasters. You could put your cocktail on them. Wow. They're really, really good. They are insane. It is an insane pack. It's yet another valuable collection with the lost world of the 1970s. You know, if you're my age, you value these connections with the lost world of the lost dinosaur-like world of the 1970s. So these colours are not subtle, are they? Let's be fair. They're not subtle. But we think they are going to have an interesting impact during readings. I mean, how many tarots are as simple and as to the point as that? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, a short and sweet reading today, because I'm away from my office and things are a bit more complicated, but it is time for me to do my predictions for October. I'm using the Frankie Albano recoloured edition from 1970. Frankie Albano was not scared of the colour red, and I'm seeing a lot of red in these 4 cards. I'm getting a feeling of blockage, a feeling of famine, a feeling of hunger. The most provocative card for me immediately is the Knight of Wands here in the obstacles position. We like knights. Knights pursue their desires. Knights are fast, swift, and they can be combative. They like a fight, do the knights. In the obstacles position, we are being warned against a fight. I feel some tension between the High Priestess and the Pope. There is some tension between our inner needs for truth and the outer organisation of society. There is some tension between the Empress and the Knight of Wands, this feeling of hunger, this feeling of being ready to rush forward and sort everything out, get what we want, make things happen, make things grow perhaps. A feeling of an indication from the guides that maybe is not such a good idea, that we need to pause before we rush ahead and try and sort everything out. I'm feeling like I want to expand this reading to make it a bit more three-dimensional. So I'm going to put a second card down on all the first 4 cards to comment on each card. Okay, so the Ten of Swords on the Knight of Wands there. A reinforcement of that feeling that we should not rush ahead to sort things out with a fight at this stage, even though we do need solutions. The reverse devil lying on the Pope there is very provocative. That's what it looks like. But have a look at it with the devil the right way up. The devil is to some extent a parody of the Pope. At least that's how it's perceived in our Christian society. And I don't want to get into a rant about our Christian society. It was what it was, and it was an attempt to make things add up. But the devil was an older god. The devil was Pan, and he was demonized and turned into the devil. So in the tarot pack, rather gloriously, you have these two figures. They're both present. The Pope is actually the height of earthly power in the tarot, technically speaking. The height of spiritual power, perhaps, but really the height of earthly power. He's more powerful than the Emperor. And then there is the god who got left behind, who got buried. And in this god, there is also a lot of power, because this god connects us to the earth. And if we are having problems with the Empress, energy. If there is a feeling of no growth, then Pan can help. We have a reversed Queen of Wands qualifying the High Priestess. So we've got these two ladies here, both reversed in the first position. They are both part of the main theme of the month. And that is another statement of this advice against the thoughtless pursuit of desire. There's a lot of fire in the reading. There's a fair amount of sunshine, Leo energy. It feels like a month of Indian summer in which we very much want the warmth and the healing of the sun. We want to be in the light. We want love. We want comfort. We want connection. We would like things to be easy and natural and flowing. We would like things to grow of their own accord naturally. We might even feel nostalgic for the way things were in the past, when it was easy to love and to be nice and to get along and have fun. I'm going to draw one more card as an addition to the fourth position, to make that fourth position a little bit more three-dimensional, to provide us with some sense of direction for the month ahead. So on top of that image of the Pope and the Devil, I have drawn a reversed Two of Swords. Two of Swords is about a kind of feeling of stasis, a kind of feeling of balance, but a stationary balance between two opposing extremes. So in this case, we have these two opposing forces, Devil and Pope. So they really are yin and yang, these two. They're kind of like evil twins of each other. So the possibilities of the month seem to have something to do with meditating on the tension between the necessity to have a structured life and the desire to have a wild life. The possibility is a challenge to let go of that duality because it's driving us mad. There has to be a way of integrating those two energies. There has to be a way of inviting Pan back into the civilized realm. We can't tear down the civilized realm, and I don't think we can go and live in the woods, but maybe we can have some of that Pan energy in our lives. I'm going to leave it at that. Those are interesting images and interesting energies, which I, for one, will be looking out for in the month ahead. It's been nice talking to you from London, a very esoteric town. I haven't been to Fortnum & Mason's this time. I haven't had time, and anyway, I haven't been running around town too much. I highly recommend both Watkins and Atlantis Books if you're ever in the West End. They really are incredible. It even seems to me that an esoteric bookshop offers a more balanced selection of books somehow than your big Waterstones or even Foyles in all its glory. Those big bookshops seem to offer the latest books, whereas the esoteric bookshops are like, no, we don't care how old the book is, we still have it on our shelves. I'm running out of power in more ways than one, so I'm going to end now and wish you a happy and healthy October, full of healing and full of magical Pan energy. And yeah, if you like all this stuff that I'm doing, like me, share me, follow me, subscribe. I put these videos out every other Sunday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, German time. So, see you next time. Bye.